Oh, I swear to you, I'll be there to you. Stream ping. Yep, episode 1. YouTube at stream ping, and then copy the Twitch link. I forgot to put my chat overlay on. Give me a sec. I cannot see a single chat message right now. All right, there we go. There we go. Oh, there's a bunch of tests in there. Oh no. Oh no, someone start yapping. Second, why is that not working? Why is that not working? Oh shit, Dark with a resub. Thank you, bro. Why is the chat overlay not working? Overlay. Maybe I'll just copy and paste it back in. It did this before and I forgot how to fix it. I forgot how to fix it. It was like refreshing the cache or something. There. Okay, what about now? Does it work now? Test. Did it work? Yeah, okay, it works. We're good. We're good. I remember you when you visited OG_fairy. I can't say I remember that. I can't lie. I can't say I remember that. What's good? What's good, Smurf? Hello. The second, technically you're first, no? Or did I miss a chat message because I didn't have my overlay open? I think I might have missed a chat message because my overlay is open. But today's a hype stream. I can't lie, because I'm starting the new series today. So we're all hyped to talk about fucking DYES and Hypixel Skyblock. We're all hyped to talk about DYES, the best thing in the game. 100% the best thing in the game. Welcome back to some more Hypixel Skyblock. Where today? That's not my intro though. You got the intro wrong. Hey, Refraction, what's good? Just Cow, hello. DYES a go to drop the mango dye the other day. Good shit, bro. It is Refraction intro. Yeah, it is. It is. I think it is, anyways. You know, I don't have his memory, like his intro memorized, but that looks like his intro. I need to get ready for tarantula because it's going to be tarantula gameplay whilst we yap about DYES. So the whole point of the stream today, I have on my second monitor, I might put it up here actually. No, I'll put it here. So on my second monitor, I have a bunch of stuff. Actually, I can show you guys. So I'll show you guys everything that we're going to be talking about today. Right here. This is everything. I need to add someone to shout out. Send help, please. I beg. There we go. So this is everything. These are the things that I like, the dislike, things that I change, and some hot takes. So that's the entire yap today. And obviously, though, the chat will get involved with everything as well. So if there's anything that you disagree with at any point throughout the stream, then, you know, you can say it or get publicly executed for your crimes. Either or, depends how bad it is. So, what's good, Lexi? Hello. What's good, Dope? Hello, hello. Total value 50 bill. Oh, my backpacks? Yeah, it's kind of goated, I can't lie. It is kind of goated. Brick Road when? I'm trying. Not really, actually. I'm not trying at all in the slightest. Jinxie talked about Skyblock earlier. Really? 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 Okay, that'd be cool, I guess. That'd be cool. What is the price of backpack? I think it's Sky Honey. I'm gonna condense this down a bit. Wait. If I condense this down and then I put it here, so half the chat overlay is gonna be not visible, but at least I can see it there. Love the Rachy TikTok. Thank you, bro. Thank you, thank you. Uniqueness, partiality. Okay. This looks good. I like this script. I can't lie. I do like this script. First AusaCausa stream, kind of nervy. You shouldn't be, brother. I think you have a nice time. I think you have a nice time. Right, who's ready to yap about some fucking dies? Episode 1 of the series that I don't have a name for yet. I mean, to be fair, it's gonna be basically the same as like a usual stream anyways, except instead of just doing something and just randomly talking for hours and hours, I have a set topic I want to talk about. Not first AusaCausa stream, kind of veiny. I don't know how to feel about that, to be honest with you. Anyways, hey guys, and welcome back to another Hypixel Skyblock video. So I want to start uploading more often, and I feel like to upload more often, I should introduce kind of a new series to my channel. So obviously I have the main videos, which are more stream highlights, but there's occasional times where I'll spend billions and billions on an item, and the stream will be focused around that. So in similar fashion to the item streams, today I'm starting a new series which doesn't have a name yet. You know, put name suggestions in the comments if you have any. But this series that I'm going to do is basically a yap stream, where what I'll do is either I'll pick a topic or I'll get someone either from my guild or my Discord to pick a topic. And then I'll write down what I think is good, bad, and things that I would change about this topic. Once I've gotten my opinions down onto a text file, I will ping a role in my Discord, which if you haven't joined, link in the description. If you want to participate in these yap streams, there is a channel in there called Yap Suggestions, and if you react to the... there is a... Bro, fuck me, I can't speak anymore. I actually can't speak. And in the Discord, there is a channel called Yap Suggestions, which if you react with the emoji, which is a speaking head, I'm pretty sure you'll get the Yap Ping role. And how it works is every single week at the beginning after I record one of these videos, I will ping everyone with that role and then let them know what the next week's topic will be. So I did that with this week with DYES, and I have about 5 people as of right now that I've gave their suggestions, which was able to change my text document. And I'm going to give a shout out to these people now. So I'm going to give a shout out to Indo, SC4Y, Someperson101, I'm Nat, and Send Help Please I Beg. Thank you all 5 for giving really good suggestions and able to edit my text document a little bit, basically. Don't let Jinxie join. Hypixel servers can't handle his fate. I don't think they could. Honestly, I really don't think they could. I think it's a terrible idea. What's good, Timos? Yeah, I don't want to waste any more time. I think that kind of wraps up everything around this series and how to get involved. So if you haven't, make sure to subscribe to the channel. If you don't want to miss another video, make sure to put those... If you don't want to miss another video, make sure you put post notifications on. Like the video as well, because it really does help me out. And today, the topic is DYES. Jinxie said he doesn't have time for Skyblock. Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Warp Skull. So we're going to be doing tarantulas today. Yeah, we're going to be doing tarantulas today. So yeah, there's a bunch of stuff to talk about. There's a bunch of stuff, and I think the first thing that I'm going to be talking about when it comes to DYES is the things that I like. You know, I want to give a positive start to every single one of the topics that I speak about. So talking about things that I like about DYES is probably the best way to go about that. Also, I need to get a gummy on. I reckon 2 hours will be sufficient, right? Holy lag. What? What? Oh, I don't have arrows. Oh, shit. Oh, it's over. Oh, it's over. Okay. I don't have arrows. I thought it was laggy, man. Skyblock mid, the real one is paint dryer sim. True. Anyways, so there are 4 things that I want to speak about when it comes to DYES. And the first one, in my opinion, is the uniqueness of DYES. So I feel like a lot of people won't agree with me on that. But DYES are kind of its own category of items. There's nothing really like it in this game. Like, everything has a use or does something, as opposed to dyes, which are purely just cosmetics. And it kind of goes in to somewhat one of the hot takes later down the line, and that's that dyes are meant to be like aspirational. You know, you're meant to grind really hard to get these dyes. And that's one of the things that I do enjoy a lot about dyes, is that they are hard to get. But on the contrary to that, there's also some that are just difficult to get. But, you know, we'll get more into that later on in the Yap session, I guess. Actually, not really, because the next part was partially the rarity, but some are absurd. So there are some dyes in the game which I think are fine to get. Honestly, there's some dyes that could like use rarity. Like, there's some dyes in the game that could have their drop chances lowered. I think one of these dyes, in my opinion, would be the mango dye. I think mango dye is way too common. It's like 10 million logs or something. And 10 million logs is not that difficult. Like, absorb 10 is like tens of millions of logs, is it not? Is it absorb? Like, how much is absorb 10? Like, to get it? It's a lot. It's a lot, basically. So I think stuff like the mango dye or even the Necron dye, I think could have their rarities like increase. 2 million logs, you're lying. You're lying. Because if I go to mine, I need 5 million logs to tier up. Oh, wait. Is that collection? Oh, that's collection. Ah, okay. I see. That makes it a little bit more reasonable to obtain. Okay, I guess that makes it more reasonable to obtain. But if you like take the comparison of cultivating enchant compared to absorb, if absorb is 2 million logs, you need to get 5 absorb 10 axes to get a mango dye on average. Brother, you need fucking like so much cultivating 10 weapons to even have like a slight chance of getting the strawberry dye. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. So that's why I say, like, partially rarity I think is good when it comes to dyes, because I think a lot of dyes are balanced, but there's also the few dyes which are really not balanced, and also the few amount of dyes which are just too easy to get. I'm not gonna do screeny on stream. I'm yapping right now. The 10 million log cuts you. The 10 million log cuts takes you into 2-digit ranking and foraging XP on the server. What? Secret dye is impossible to get. Like, yeah, that's another example of dyes that are just impossible to get. You could do so many solo runs. I'm pretty sure like the top solo clearers are still over 1,000 hours to get this dye. It's absurd. But then you also have dyes which I think are properly balanced. Like the emerald dye before they changed it, I think was balanced, you know. I think matcha dye is balanced. I think brick red dye is balanced. But that's about as far as the balance goes for Slayer dyes. Actually, Celeste dye might be balanced, to be honest. Especially considering the fact that Celeste dye is only dropped from a tier 4. Celadon dye, yeah, I mean, I don't know how bad that one is, because I don't think I've done Backnay in like Backtay in like 3 years. But that's how it should be, in my opinion. Even now, even more so now that they added what? But that's how it should be, in my opinion. Even more so now that they added dyes to the Iron Man auction house. Adding dyes to the Iron Man auction house kind of does give a little bit of a more twist on things, but I still think there's a lot of dyes in the game which are just too rare, you know. I think Archfiend is balanced too. Archfiend is very balanced, yeah. Archfiend is honestly, Archfiend is probably one of the most balanced dies in the game. Like, I would not change Archfiend dice. I would not change Archfiend die drop rate at all. Real ones remember the bug where backtail drop die 100% of the time. True. Use an E-Man pet on Slayer quest. Is it meta? I am. Oh shit, it's not meta. Do not listen to me. Do not listen to me. Some should be extremely rare so people have the chance of getting a 1 bill plus die. I personally believe that the dies shouldn't be so expensive, honestly. Like, at the end of the day, they are meant to be a cosmetic. Why would you spend like over 4 billion fucking coins for a Celestai, you know? And I think the big drops should be actual things in the game. Like, let's take the Crystal Nucleus, for example, compared to Sven Slayer. The Crystal Nucleus, the Divan's Alloy exists, which I think is like, what, 3 times Jade Die price? Isn't Jade Die around 400 mil or so? And I think Alloy is 1.2. I might be wrong in saying that, but I'm pretty sure that the Jade Die is significantly less in price than the Alloy. Yeah, 490 mil. Okay, so like 2.5. Okay, 2.5 times. But then you also have Quick Claw, which I think is around 10% of the price of Jade Die. So you're getting a lot of coins from the Nucleus runs outside of the Jade Die, which is good. But then you look at Sven Slayer, the only thing you're getting from Sven Slayer is Overflux and Celestai. Overflux should be the thing that gets you a lot of the coins. Obviously, the Celestai will be more valuable in terms of raw coins than the Celestai. Wait, no. Obviously, the Celestai will be more valuable in raw coins than an Overflux. But in my opinion, you know, I don't even think you get enough Overfluxes to get 4.5 billion coins by the time you get an average drop rate for it. But I will like double check that. I like how the one I dropped 6 times by Sven Profit. Exactly. That's what I don't agree with. I don't agree with the fact that dies can have such a big impact on the loot table. Lucky dies should be soul bound. Maybe Vincent sells you ones you've dropped, but I don't think aspirational drops should be valuable in actual money. Holy peak! What a take. What a fucking take. Mr. Chicken 5943. That is an amazing take. Like, dies being soul bound and Vincent sells you ones that you've already dropped, or even like, let's say you can get like a really rare chance, obviously not as rare as dies, but a rare chance to get like a ticket. You know what I mean? Let's say, you know how Phoenix is like 1 in 6 million. Let's say there's like a 1 in 500,000 chance from any mob that you can get a ticket that you can redeem on any die in the game that you want. That's peak, you know? But, you know, we'll go into what I think should be added or changed with dies later, and obviously people can give their suggestions on it. What if a die becomes removable but became soulbound when you removed it? That's also something I'll mention later on. But yeah, overall, I think I've kind of covered my point and why I think the uniqueness of dies is good. No. I think overall I've covered my point and why I think the rarity of dies is good, but why it's also bad. And the next thing that I'm going to be talking about, in my opinion, which I think is very, very good. I think there's very little that they can do, personally. That's the sources of a lot of dies in the game. You know, I think a lot of dies in the game are correctly sourced, you know. I think the loot tables are... The drop chance is not fine. Okay, the drop chance is terrible. But, like, Sven given Celeste, Rev given Matcha die, Livid given Livid die, Skeletons given Bone die, Emerald die before they changed it, I don't agree with. No, I do agree with, sorry. Emerald die before they changed it, I agree with. Now, I'm not sure if I agree with the way that you get Emerald die. You know, getting it from critters, in my opinion, is just not it, to be honest with you. I want to know what people think about the Emerald die change, actually. I think it was so much better before. I don't know why they changed it, honestly. You know, it's something that wasn't broke. Why fix it? Swap and down armor, same as pet items. That is something to be mentioned later on, I guess. You changed this shit. Petition to rename Emerald Die to Critter Die. True. Because it was also loot shed. It's also loot shed? No way. Okay, that's awful. You know, there are also dies in the game which are just so stupid to obtain. Right now, obviously, one of them being the Emerald Die. The other one, which is something that I'm pretty sure some person 101 said, or it was either I'm Nat, it was one of the two. That's the fact that Mocha, however you say that die, the one from Alchemy. Why is that in the game? Tell me. Someone tell me why. Is it Mocha or Mocha? Anyways, it doesn't matter what it is. It sucks and shouldn't be in the game. It shouldn't. I don't even know why it's in the game. Or like, Pelt Die is good, but Pelt Die is just too rare. Let's be honest. Pelt Die is just way too rare. It's pronounced Mocha. Mocha Die. There we go. But I don't understand why that's in the game. And there's just a lot of dies in the game which doesn't make sense of how you get them. It's Mocha. Brother, I've heard people say to like both things. I'm pretty sure I fact-checked this on a stream and it was Mocha. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I fact-checked it. But what I want to do is I want to go through all of the dies in the game and just give some examples of what I think is stupid. So if I go to the die guide, like Aquamarine is an amazing die. This is like, I think this is also one of the most fair dies in the game. Maybe they can boost the drop chance a little bit. That's what I agree with. Archfiend, we've already went over, is really good. But like Celadon, what the fuck? Why does killing back I can't even say his fuck ass name. Why does killing back day reward you with a potential die? This is just stupid. Calming die, similar to Aquamarine, is good. Byzantium, we'll get into that later. It's Bone die is good. Cyclamen, I think honestly should be rarer considering how many mobs there are to kill. Dark purple, it's just objectively shit. I'm sorry, I know that dark purple is used as a coin sink. It just sucks. It's awful. You can't tell me otherwise. Holly die is good. Fossil die, it sucks. So yeah, there's a good amount of dies in the game which have a good amount of sources, but on the contrary, there is a lot of dies in the game which have just terrible fucking sources. Opinion on pure black, I only like it on my crimson, to be honest with you. Holly is fast to get to. Yeah, Holly is fast to get. And the last thing I want to speak about with things that I think are good around dies, and I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me here. Vincent buffing dies. Peak! You can't tell me otherwise. Vincent buffing dies every single year is fucking peak. Nothing will beat, like, all right, let's say you're grinding for a die and you see that die in 3x Vincent. Name a better feeling than that. Besides getting your first Fortnite win in 2017. You know, that's the only thing that beats it. That's the only thing that beats it. Dropping dies should give Skyblock level. No. No, do not do that. Do not let dies give Skyblock XP. That is a terrible idea. Awful idea. No, it's just a Hypixel Skyblock texture pack that does it. The first drop only? I still don't agree with that. There is a lot of people that have never dropped the die. Okay, as a kind of test, how many people in this chat have never dropped the die? I'm curious. I'm talking about actual dies, like no like animated die or anything. Like actual dies. What do you think about charcoal dye? I'll get into my views of animated later, I guess. Chocolate dye would count as XP. I mean, I guess. Yeah. I've dropped 2 livers and a periwinkle. I've dropped 6. Noob. Only Necron dye. I dropped Mytho dye from a king. Okay. Maybe there are a lot more people that drop dyes then. Maybe there are a lot more than I thought there were. I think that's something that first, the community would very much hate, me included. I don't agree with the fact that DYES should give any Skyblock XP. Yeah, Vincent, amazing. I fucking love Vincent. Vincent is so good. And there's actually like an addition to Vincent later on in the area where I give my suggestions of what I would change about DYES. Why didn't you have more subs? I don't know. That's why you should subscribe, right? Close enough. Welcome back, Refresh, and thank you, bro. This point kind of exists in the form of bucket die. Gives Skyblock XP from magical power. True, actually. True. I guess, yeah. That, yeah, okay, fair enough. I guess it already does give Skyblock XP in a way. Right, now that all of the positive things are out the way, time to be a negative Nancy and let you guys know what I think is bad about DYES. And let me tell you, there is a lot of bad things about DYES. So I'm pretty sure I've already went over a couple of these when I was talking about what I like. So the parts that I've already I've went over is the partially rarities. So obviously some DYES are super to get, some DYES are good to get. And then some DYES are so obscure, like Periwinkle. Isn't Periwinkle the runic one? Like, that's just so random to get. You know, I think DYES should have like good sources, but you know, we already went over that, so I'm not going to go over it again. But yeah, just to recap, those are the two things that and the dislike that I'm pretty sure I've already spoken about. Periwinkle is a runic one, but it's so hot. I'm not saying remove Periwinkle. What I'm saying is move Periwinkle from the runic mob loot table to something else. It's too rare, exactly. I don't think it's a good die. The Periwinkle die is not a good die. How do you get that font on scoreboard? Sky Honey. Just get my first ever tier 5 spider IRL. Sadly, no brick red die. Rest in peace. Don't kill spiders though, man. Periwinkle. Is it not Periwinkle? Is it Periwinkle? Is it Periwinkle or Periwinkle? Perry. Oh, it's Periwinkle. What the hell? I did not know that. I thought it was Periwinkle for like so long. That's crazy to me. The Periwinkle die, guys, is coming out. Trust. Yeah, time to get onto the parts that I don't agree with around DYES. And the first part is either going to split everyone apart or everyone's going to agree with me. The fact that you only get one die when you roll for it is stupid. You should get a minimum of 3 dies every single time, or you should have the chance to roll up to like 5 dies or something. The fact that you only drop 1 die is stupid, especially because like at least for Iron Man before they changed the auction house, what the fuck are you gonna do with 1 singular die? Come on, man. Come on. We need to make it so DYES either you can roll between 1 and 5 or like 1 and 4, or it just drops between 3 and 4. Because dropping between 3 and 4, 3 is what most armor sets are. So, you know, with Infernal Crimson, you use a Crown of Avarice. With Aurora, you use the Aurora helmet, which I don't think can be made into an item. I'm pretty sure, can they? No, I don't think helmets can be changed into DYES. Or like, even with Elegant Tux, you know, for rending, you know, you use a Warden helmet. A lot of things in the game, they require 3 pieces of an armor set. And let's say they do require 4. Oh my god, wait a minute, you just dropped 4. And if you don't put it on armor set that requires 4, oh, look at that. You have another one that you could sell. You know, I just don't see a negative in the fact that then like you are able to drop multiple, you know? Like, sure, the price of the dies will plummet, but some dies are already too expensive as it is, let's be real. Or change the die system and rather get a dice and... What? Or change the die system and rather get a dice and rolling it gives a random die. I don't agree with that. Hear me out, I think we should replace the Magic Final Sorrow into something maybe like 5% die chance per piece. Sorrow's already broken for its price and could be a good rework into something else. True! True, that's also peak. I'll make sure to try and remember that when I'm talking about things that they could change about dies. But yeah, I think that kind of wraps up what I want to talk about with the multiple dies per drop. I don't think one is healthy for the game, personally. I'm sure there's people that are going to disagree with that, obviously. But moving on to the next point. Another thing that I think will split people in half, honestly. The fact that there's no way to take off dies. Why, when you apply any cosmetic in the game, is it permanently stuck onto it? Why can't you be able to take it off that armor? And I'm pretty sure someone said this in the chat earlier. I kind of forgot your name, so if you want to make sure you get your credit, then go and get it. But when you apply a die, and let's say they add the opportunity to remove it, why not just make it soulbound? You know, it's not going to ruin the price of it, and then you can just put it onto a different armor set. Like, for me, I'd fucking love to take off my Celeste die from my Maxor boots. Because obviously I dropped that Celeste die, but I want to have it as the actual die itself. I would love to keep that actual die item. But there's no way to do that. And if I replace the die on the Maxor boots with another die, it's just going to wipe the Celeste die. So in my opinion, I think that they should make it so dies are removable. This Loki sounds like Cope. I don't think so. I don't think so. Let's say you kill 2 million nether mobs, break 1 million logs. That gives you a higher chance to drop, for example, secret die or something. What do you mean? No, the only reason I applied my die was because I was on Iron Man. And that was like way, way, way before Iron Man conversion. So in my head, I was never going to do anything with it anyways. So I might as well sell it. Might as well apply it. If I was on a normal profile when I dropped that Celeste die, I would not be applying that. No chance in hell. No chance. But you had 40 bill. It's in my bank. Pity on dies in general. That's what you mean. Yeah, no, pity. Dies having pity is something that's good. I think they should have that, yeah. There already is a hunting die, and that's the emerald die. Stupid change, by the way. Such a stupid change. The emerald die was good how it is, honestly. Now, but I do agree you should be able to remove dies from the sets. I think they should add that into the game. Even if they make the die soulbound, I think that's a good idea. Why is there no dragon die? There is technically the pearlescent die, but you can also get the pearlescent die from other sources, so... Kind of off topic, but the tentacle die needs to have a pity. No, I disagree. I very much disagree. I'm pretty sure 20k runs is a drop rate outside of Vincent, no? Yeah, 1 in 20k is the drop chance outside of Vincent. 20k plus runs without a die is normal. It's just called custom scoreboard. They changed it? Yeah, they changed Emerald die to be, you know, the critter safari, which I'm doing a video stream for that tomorrow, by the way. So if you want to be in that, you know, pull up. But yeah, the critters in the safari now are the way that you get emerald dye, which I think is stupid, but you know, Hypixel admins will do Hypixel admin stuff. The next thing I want to talk about were things I don't like, and it's more a bug, I think, than something that I don't like. But I'm going to include it in this anyway, and that's the fact that Magic Find doesn't work on the vast majority of dyes. I heard that it doesn't work on Aquamarine, it doesn't work on any of the Slayer dyes, which makes the Slayer dyes absurd to get. Because I'm pretty sure all of the Slayer dyes, you need to RNG meter them 3 times over at the minimum to get the base drop chance. Like, take Sven tier 4, for example, okay? You need 500,000 Svens on average to get the Celeste dye, which is 250 million XP, which is 275 million RNG meter XP if you have the shard. 275 million RNG meter, when the RNG meter for Celeste dye is 75 million. Like, what the fuck? But if Magic Find worked on it, then if anything, the base drop rate is going to be more common than the RNG meter, which is good. Why the fuck would you have the RNG meter anything 3 times over to get the base drop chance? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But fixing Magic Find all of a sudden fixes that issue. Magic Find doesn't work? Nope. On a lot of dyes in the game, Magic Find does not work. I don't know which specific ones they don't work on. I heard it doesn't work on Aquamarine, and I know it doesn't work on Slayer dyes. And I'm pretty sure there is more. But this kind of brings me back to the point that someone said earlier. I think pragmatically, was it you that said it? I don't know who said it, but someone said that Sorrow should be reworked to have die chance instead of Magic Find, which is good. Because having a die chance stat means that even stuff that isn't affected by Magic Find, like Necron's die or Tentacle die, can also get boosted. You know, they added an attribute in the Safari update, which boosts dyes by a whole 1%. Holy shit, 1%. Which I think is dumb as well. I think they should have more ways to boost your die chance. Honestly, having ways to boost your die chance will fix a lot of the problems, honestly. Because now, a lot of these absurd dyes, which are just impossible to get, boosting your die chance by a lot, they can become quite reasonable to get. Maybe like a die armor? Exactly. This guy gets it. This guy gets it. Or the fairy soul that gives die chance? The fairy soul that gives die chance, what? Or do you mean fairy souls giving die chance? Which is also a really good suggestion. Die armor won't be worth it. If you're going explicitly for the die, it will be. I think it should add an enchant in Shen's auction for die chance or something. That's also a good way to obtain more die chance. Yeah, I fuck with that. Fairy Souls, reworking Sorrow. Shen's auction, giving an enchant. Every Fairy Soul should give 0.01% die chance. Honestly, I think it should be more than that. Because then that only leads to like 2.7% extra die chance or something. Honestly, like across the entire game, dies need to be adjusted by like fucking 2 to 3 times, honestly. They all need to be so much more common. But there's also, like I said earlier, there's also ones in the game which are reasonable. Like the Master die, like the Archfiend die. They're good dies to get. I did 277 Fairy Souls today. I'm leaderboard position 2000. Would get more people to get their souls up. I mean, me included. You know, I have I have a couple Fairy Souls. The average player has more fairy souls than I do. I'm beating AC on something? Yeah. I mean, you also beating me on Tarantula XP. And the last thing I want to speak about with the things that I don't like when it comes to dyes, and I feel like this is something that I will get a lot of backlash for. Animated dyes, get rid of them. Every single animated dye, get rid of them. They suck. I'm sorry, they suck. But before you scream at me, I have a fix, okay? I have a fix. So the animated dyes in the current system suck, okay? You know, they're fixed between 2 hexes. Hear me out, right? What if there was a menu in Vincent that either you can buy a custom animated dye from, which allows you to put 2 hexes in, or there was a similar menu where you put 2 regular dyes in the menu, and then that creates a custom animated dye between those 2 hexes. So let's say I wanted to put in pure black and pure white, okay? That would lead to, I think, a rainbow colored custom dye. Because obviously it goes from black to white. I'm pretty sure that I'd go through all the colors, I think. Or let's give some more examples, okay? Let's say Aquamarine is 75. Aquamarine is 7FFFD4. Let's say I put the Aquamarine dye into one side of the menu, and let's say I put, I don't know, secret dye, which is 7D into the other side. It would cycle between 7D as well as Aquamarine's 7FFFD4. You know? I already told you earlier, man. It's Hypixel's texture pack. It's not a mod. I'm pretty sure I said it twice. To change your dye to be animated should be a drop from the sparkling mobs in the Safari. I don't really fuck with that too much, to be honest with you. Maybe unlock a dye using dye pieces, same as Power Stones. Unlocking a particular color which you need to pay 50 mil or something to change it or remove a dye. Ooh. Ooh, wait a minute. Dye pieces the same as Power Stones. I'm assuming like you get 9 of them and then you can get that dye. That's low-key a W, I didn't know. Based on the current theory, white and black would be a gradient of gray colors as they have no red, green, or blue values. Okay, well, same thing, okay? If you wanted a gray colored dye, well, there you go. You can put pure black and you can put pure white in. But I think that would be a good idea, honestly. Removing animated dyes and making it into a system where you can buy an animated dye and put 2 of your own hexes in. Or, because I think that'd be quite complicated to code, just make it so there's a menu where you can put 2 just regular dyes in and it'll give you a new dye. Again, ads interrupting you. W's, man. Nah, you're good. Don't worry. Yeah, what was your thoughts on that? Removing animated dyes and making it into a system in the game. Because that's something I think people will very much disagree with. I think a lot of people like animated dyes because they give people that may not be able to afford dyes the ability to have customization. But at the same time, more people would be able to afford dyes if dyes was just coded, not even coded, but like the game design around dyes was good. I only say no because I bought charcoal dye, but this is my point. If pure black dye was 25,000 bits instead of 250,000, I'm not saying they should do that because 25k is very low, but let's say it was. Would you get pure black or charcoal? You'd probably get charcoal, pure black, I mean. As animated dyes are removed, what do the people that have bought dyes are going to get for conversation? That's something that the Hypixel admins would obviously think about if it was ever to happen. I don't think they'd ever remove animated dyes. I just believe animated dyes are not great, basically. Or after dropping like 5 unique dies, Vince is allowed to change hex color of a die for huge amounts of money. Or instead of changing the hex, you can exchange dies for a different die. So a lot of games, they will allow you to put a bunch of things in to get something else. So let's say you have like 5 dies. You could then exchange those 5 dies for whatever you want. But let's say those dies also have weight. Okay, so let's say chocolate die has 10 weight. But to get like a pure black, you need 3,000 weight. So you would need 300 chocolate dies or something. Obviously, this is just a rough mock-up. I'm not saying that this should happen or those exact conversion rates. But you kind of understand what I'm saying? But something like emerald die might have... I keep saying emerald die because I keep thinking emerald die is still the old version. Let's say something like periwinkle die has like 2,000 weight. So you need one of them and then a die that has 1,000 weight, or 2 dies with 500 weight, something like that. What dies have you dropped overall? I'll let you know after this boss. I'll let you know. On-screen celebration, shield XP. Thanks, bro. Thank you, brother. I have dropped myself Chocolate, Ocean, Aurora, Snowflake, Necron, Archfiend, Pastel Sky, Celestai, Holly, Matcha, Bone, Carmine, and that's it. But then people would auto-click chocolate dice to convert for other dies. But yeah, but you also would need so many chocolate dice to do it. Also, to counteract that, they could just make chocolate dice soulbound. If chocolate dice was soulbound, that would kind of make the weight thing a lot easier. Also, chocolate die would go up in price hella if that was ever a thing. A lot of dies would change value. The only bad thing about having a system where you can convert dies into other dies is that, similar to a Nunke Feathers, everything will have a price cap, which I don't agree with. I don't agree with price caps at all, but that's something for a future video, I guess. Those are 2 different scenarios, pragmatically. I didn't say both will happen. The Nike Feathers were dumb as fuck, yeah. They really were, but you know, that's for a future video, to be honest. Yeah, I think that wraps up everything to do with the things that I dislike and like around dies. And this is where a lot of people's suggestions will be said, because there is a lot of them. There is a lot of suggestions. A couple of these I think have already been said. So making dies drop more than 1 upon dropping has already been said. Making so dies can be removable, I've already said. Overall boost the die challenges by 2 to 3x, I'm pretty sure I've already said. Add a custom animated die, I've already said that as well. Oh shit, okay, all right. I think this was a suggestion by, I don't know who it was. I'll put it on screen now so you can get your credit. Add a special mayor that buffs Vincent or adds a special mayor that buffs Vincent or buffs dies worldwide. What the fuck do we think of that? What do we think about a special mayor around dies? Tell me that isn't peak. Like, the perk could either be boosting the Vincent drop rates by like 100%, so instead of 3x it goes to 6x, or it could be something like every single die worldwide is buffed by this amount, or maybe it increases the amount of dies that Vincent boosts, or whatever. I need names of the guy who recommended this. I got you. I'll get it up now. The person that suggested the special mayor. I think it was Endo. Bonus point, special mayor for buffing. Yeah, I think it was Endo. So Indominus 24, you probably have the best take of the entire video so far. Congratulations. Very niche amount of players goes for dyes mid-game and early game. Players don't care about dyes. I mean, yeah, but they would care more about dyes if dyes were reasonable to obtain. You know, and having a special mayor for that also kind of opens the door for more people wanting to grind dye. Having a special mayor also opens the door for more people to grind dyes. So yeah, I think personally a special mayor in the game would be an amazing idea. You know, it could either, like I said, it will either increase the amount of dyes that Vincent boosts, or it'll just buff dyes straight up through the drop rate for all of the dyes, or maybe it'll increase the effects of Vincent or something. If it's special, it's a good idea. Yeah, it'd be a special mayor. Remove dyes entirely. Make drop rates that take equally long and everything. What? No, don't remove dyes. The thing is, dye grinding is more a thing for late to end game players. But like I said, the only reason is for the end and late game players is because of how rare they are. Imagine if dyes were 3 times more common than they are now. You'd see a lot more people grinding them. A lot more people grinding them. I did read your message. I just don't agree with it. You shouldn't remove dyes to, like, removing dyes to make it so you can drop something that lets you pick whatever hex you want is not good. Martin Cabillo, holy goat. My brother Josh just blew himself up, and his 2 kids. Cocaina. No, flour. Random sub emote unlock. I don't think I have any sub emotes, to be honest. Maybe I have the planets, but and the last thing that I would change about dyes that hasn't been said already, that's the fact that there should be more customizability. And the main thing that I would add for this is trims. Obviously, I don't know how they would implement trims. I don't want them to implement trims in a similar way to dyes, though. I think there should be 2 different systems. However, adding trims to the game, I think, will also bring a little bit more value to dyes, honestly. Trim should give effects? What do you mean? Trims would be so awful for item value collectors, soulbound items with trims. What? Why would trims be bad for item collectors or item value collection? Oh, calculators. Ah. Not really. They can just add, like, NBT data the same way that dyes have NBT data. 20 vitality for full... Ah, okay. You mean, like, stats and stuff from having trims. Okay. Yeah, I fuck with that. I fuck with that. Yeah, trims would be removable. I think they should be. Similarly to dyes, they should be removable. But like I said, even if they get soulbound after removing it, just add a way to remove them and keep the dye. You know, I don't think there should be like a bunch of like trims. I can't lie though, pragmatically, you can apply that same logic you just said to dyes. The exact same logic. You can apply the same logic of, as I don't want to see something in the auction house be more expensive because it has this dye on it. There's no difference between saying that and just saying the same thing but with trims. Especially because there are way more dyes than there would be trims. I think there's only like 20 trims in the game. Dark, you've played vanilla recently, so you can let me know. I think there's only around 20 though. Maybe 30. Yeah, 20. Yeah, well, there you go. Compared to the so many dyes. Are you guys ready for the hot takes? Oh, shit. I'm going to be done with this stream a lot quicker than I thought I'd be, honestly. All right, who's ready for some hot takes? There's 4 hot takes to go over. Or at least 4 in my opinion. And if anyone has a hot take, then feel free to let me know. And if I see the chat message and I think it's worthy of a hot take, I will say it. However, for hot take number 1... Is that even a hot take, honestly? I don't know why I put this down. Dyes should be equally as hard to obtain with 0 overlapping methods to obtain. However, it should be... That's not even a hot take, honestly. I'm going to remove that. Okay. What I will do is say these 2 hot takes. So sorry, Endo, your hot take was not a hot take. So SE4Y said that Slayer dyes have the right amount of RNG meter. Brother, you look me dead in my eyes and tell me you want to grind Blaze for 2,000 hours to get a flame dye. Go on, tell me. Tell me you want to do that. Tell me. And like, with Revenants, Spider, and partially Sven, I agree with you. But Enderman, Blaze, I'm sorry, but in what world is Blaze and Enderman dyes reasonable? They are not. They are some of the rarest fucking dyes in the game. Slayer shouldn't have the same RNG meter because I'm gonna have tier 5. That is a W idea. Slayer shouldn't have the same RNG meter because I can do 300 tier 5 revs an hour when I can only do like 90 tier 4 blazes an hour. It takes me like 300 hours to get a master die from meter. Converted to tier 4 blaze, I think it's like 1.6k, 1.7k. No, the pelt dye is rarer, and I think there's one more which is rarer. At least I'm pretty sure pelt dye is rarer. Oh no, what the fuck? Pelt dye is more common? What the hell? What? That's crazy. That's crazy. Flame and Byzantium are the rarest dyes in the game. And you're trying to tell me they're balanced? It is when no one grants powers. I mean, fair enough, yeah. That's why Celesti is like so little drops. You know, it's only like, I think it's like 600 hours to get a Celesti. But no one wants to do 600 hours of Sven. Oh shit, I just realized the recent sub thing updated. And it actually works. Holy peak. Oh my god. Dark, you're back on screen. Also, a large percentage of dyes are wiped. Are they? I'm always on screen. True. One way or another, yeah. Doing 600 hours of Sven is worse than going to a Diddy party. I don't know about that one, bro. You know, I think I was pushing it a little bit. But the next hot take, in my opinion, is from Send Help Please I Beg, who said that dyes are overall better off staying aspirational and they should remain how they are because by definition, they're collector items. One side of me agrees that dyes should be rare. Okay. But at the same time, the only reason I think that is because I have a bunch of dyes. Okay, if I had 0 dyes in the game or I had little invested into cosmetics, I would not be thinking that. I don't think dyes should stay how they are, or even close, honestly. His profile picture is always on screen. Well, his name is always on screen, or at least usually. I actually don't think it was until he did his resub. Dorelli said earlier that he thinks dyes shouldn't be RNG meterable because of they're not progression items. Valid. Valid, actually. That is a very, very, very valid point. Okay, so I'm pretty sure earlier I said that I think RNG meter for every single die should be in the game. Scrap that. I disagree entirely. Just because of that one point, they're not progression items. And honestly, I don't like the RNG meter system as it is, but that's for a future video. So yeah, I think removing the RNG meter for dyes is good. That's a good idea, yeah. Mini bosses having chance to drop the Slayer die with lower chance. Peak. Holy shit. Bro, there are some W takes in this stream, I can't lie. So if, let's say I killed that Primordial Viscount right there, there's a chance I could get Brick Red die from that. Holy shit. Get this guy a fucking Grammy. Although, you know, they're not linked, but, you know, whatever. I don't care. He deserves a Grammy for that performance. The Slayer mini bosses being able to drop the die is so peak. That'd be so good. I'm sorry. That's an amazing idea. That might be the best take so far of the video. Makes Primordial bet more worth because Cocoon is much better on minis. True. Yeah, back to Send Help's hot take. Yeah, I disagree entirely, and I think basically everyone disagrees with the fact that dyes being this rare is not good. Like, I understand that they are collector's items, but at the same time, dyes are too cool of an item to be this rare. What do you use for skill XP bar, Sky Honey? Although I do not use a skill XP bar. I just use text. Rarity makes them cooler. I don't think so. I think the uses makes them cool. Honestly, I don't care about how rare a die is. I care about how it looks. The only people that care about how rare a die is are the people that collect them. So... If it's the case with Celadon die where the little mini backday boss can give the die, why can't I do it with Slayer and mini bosses? Exactly. It's peak. It's genuinely such a fucking great idea. Like an amazing idea. Dies are flex items. Dies are only flex items because of their rarity, but the purpose of dies is to have like customizability in the game. Every single MMO has customizability, and that's the reason why they added it. They didn't add dyes for rarity. They added dyes for customizability. If they did it for rarity, then pure black and pure white wouldn't be obtainable through the bit shop. Chocolate dye wouldn't exist. No, but the point isn't to make them so common that even level 80s have it. The point is to make them common enough so that by the time that you're end game in the game, you actually have money, or you have kind of an end in sight to grind your own dyes. Because as of right now, let's say you wanted a Celeste dye when you're end game. Yeah, have fun splashing out like 14 billion fucking coins on that shit. I can only do that because of the money you gave me, Dark. Like, I never had that many coins in my purse before. Who unironically uses chocolate dye? My friend's site. It's actually disgusting. If I PV my friend real quick. Yeah, he actually uses chocolate dye. Also, it's hard for Iron Man to get drip. Not anymore with the auction house being on Iron Man. There's a cosmetics auction house now. But I still think it's, you know... Sight is a psycho, true. I just think overall, by the time that you get end game, you should have an end in sight for being able to grind your dyes. Like right now, I should have an end in sight to having 3 brick red dyes. But I don't. I have nowhere fucking near the end of sight. It's because the idea of dyes contradicts itself. It's meant to be an item that gives customizability, yet dyes are just a rare item that nobody actually uses if they are too rare, like in the case of Celeste dye. I mean, yeah, I'm kind of falling victim to that. I wish I didn't apply my Celeste dye. Just because it's a cool item. But the point of a dye is for customizability. They can add items in the game which are just pure flex items that are rare. I mean, you have the fishes for that. Although they're not really too rare, but the point is, like, mob the fish, fish the fish, myth the fish. If they just made those items like fucking 20 times rarer, they'd be rare items, they'd be cool items, and then make dyes more common. Dyes will still have the customizability, but dyes would be still rare. They can't do that to the fish though. I know, but it's an example. I'm not saying to do it to the fish. I'm just saying the fishes are meant to be rare items. They can just make it like that. If they were making items just for the point of them being rare, they can just do that. They shouldn't lock it behind customizability, especially when customizability in gaming nowadays is such an important thing. A dye museum, but if they do, they have to lower the rarity. I think they should lower rarities with or without that, to be honest. I have a hot take. Go ahead. That's not related to dyes, Dark. As if it allows you to exchange only certain dyes with others each skyblock here. Nah. Bro, can I stop cocooning? I want to do the outro. So what was the whole recap? The recap was making it, or at least for me, was making it so dies are more common and there's an end in sight when you get to around end game. And some ways to boost it could be special mayors. Is my monitor cracked? Okay, never mind. The recap, end game equals end of sight. Special mayor, boost chance, slayer mini bosses, also dropping die. Well, also end game having an end of sight, special mayor boosting the chance of dies, slayer mini bosses also dropping dies, and then ability to remove dies but so found the item. I think that's good. What phone do you use? iPhone 15. I forgot about my Sorrow idea. Oh, yeah. Making Sorrow or another armor set have die chance. I think that's everything. Yeah. Right, so I feel like that's quite a lot of yapping as it is, to be honest with you. So I want to do kind of a bit of a recap section with things that I think should happen in the game to make DYES a little bit more better than they are now. I'm not going to recap what I think is good and bad about DYES. I'm just going to go into what I think they should do. So I think when you get to around end game in Hypixel Skyblock, you should have the end of the tunnel in your vision. You know, you should be able to see the end of your die grinding adventure, but only for the specific die that you're grinding. So let's say when I got to level 400, I decided that I wanted to grind for a Celeste die. By the time that I get to the end of the game, I should already have one, maybe two of them dies. That way I'd be able to have like one or two of my pieces Celeste die, and then all I need to do is push a little bit past end game to get that last die. The next thing I think they should add is special mayor. I think they should add a special mayor around dies, which will either increase the amount of dies that Vincent boosts, increase the potency of Vincent's chances. So instead of being a 3x, it could go to 6x or something, or 5x, 4x, whatever. Or they should have a perk which just boosts dies all year round. Or maybe add that last perk to all of the special mayors. But having some kind of mayor or some kind of system in the game which increases dies, I think is a good idea. I also think a really good idea which would fix a lot of Slayer dies is making it so the mini bosses drop the dies. Please, that's such a good idea. I couldn't think of a better way to fix Slayer dies than making mini bosses drop it. Bacte and the Bacte, like, I think the tentacle things or whatever it is, you can get the Celadon die from killing Bacte or killing the tentacles. Why isn't there a similar system with Slayers and the Slayer mini bosses? It doesn't make sense. I also think there should be the ability to remove dies. However, I think they should be soulbound. So if I wanted to get rid of my pure black and my crimson, I think I should be able to do that, but I can't sell that pure black die. I already invested the money into the pure black, so I should keep it. And that will kind of fix the issue that would come with removing dies, or there'd be a lot more in circulation. But if it's soulbound, then there wouldn't be as much in circulation. And the last thing, I think they should make Sorrow or some kind of armor give a new stat called die chance. So similar to Trophy Fist chance or Overbloom, it just basically boosts the chance of getting dies. I don't see a world where that's bad, honestly. But let me go. I don't see a world where that's bad, honestly. But let me know what you guys think of everything. And if you do want to participate in these, either be in streams or join my Discord if you want to give your opinions as well. But I think that's all for this video. Thank you all for coming. I love you all. I'll see you next time. All right, stop recording. What's good, Feels? Hello. Right, I can get rid of that text now. I think I'm gonna end stream now, honestly. Very solid idea for die chance. I'm not really. It's good, but now that I think about it, I don't know how good of an idea it is. I'm missing roles in Discord. Okay, I'll fix that. Anyways, I'm gonna end stream now though. It's only been an hour and 16 minutes, but yeah, I'm gonna go and do stuff. I need to edit this video. I also have the video on Sunday to edit. Shit, it's a Saturday? Brother, I thought it was a Friday. What the fuck? Is it Saturday? What? I have a video dropping tomorrow? And I've done like fuck all editing on it. Why did I think it was a Friday? This is not optimal. This is not optimal at all. Oh shit. I don't think die chance to be something that the admins are going to add unless they make dies a viable money making method. I don't think so. Don't end. Why? On Thursday, I thought it was Wednesday at worst safe, so I was really happy. Bro, I'm fucked. I'm actually fucked. Thank you, bro. Thank you for the 2 million coins. That actually does a lot for my purse. Coping vid schedule? Not really. 2k coins? No way. True. All right. Time to sell everything. Anyone want to buy 2 shriveled wasps? And then after that, I'm going to end stream. Unfortunately. Shriveled wasp. How much are you? 17 mil? No way they sell. No way they sell. No chance. No chance. If these sell, I'm going to be surprised. I have to cancel my sub to resub at T3. Good shit, man. All right. The Dwarflander guy has competition now. Did the other guy have... Oh, he does. There's a glace. I think that's a glaciite lantern. Why? It's 1.5 mil. Why would you do this? I mean... Oh my god. Dark Green was the best friend ad in game. I've got bad news for you, buddy. I've got very bad news. Dark's already on it. Dark is my friend. Dark's already on it. Does he have more? Bro, this is now 3 million coins that you've wasted. When best friend me, tier 3 sub, and you get best friended. Alright, I'm gonna end stream now. It's been a very good yap session. No, you weren't one of the first. You're one of 2 people I added to my... No, one of 3 people I best friended this year. Everyone else is from like 2023. Do I keep after I cancel? No clue. Try it and find out, I guess. All right, I'm gonna end stream. Thank you for coming. I love you all.